I must have been doing something right in my life to be joined by not one, but two, but all three Ennis sisters, Karen, Maureen, Teresa. Good morning to the three of you. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. So this is an exciting time of year. You know, we're drifting into the holiday season, and it wouldn't be the holidays without the Christmas with the Ennis Sisters Tour. And having experienced it last year, I cannot wait to see it again, which will be again across the country, but specifically here in Ottawa, November the 7th at the Meridian Theatre at Center Point.
December 7th.
Excuse me, December 7th at Center Point. I see the heart's beating too
mean,
fast.
we're good, but we're not that good. We can't go.
Fair. So the first thing I want to ask you is that how did you get to be so incredibly amazing? Because there are a lot of artists out there that perform, and usually you see an artist perform live, and it's like, hey, it's great to be an insert name of city here, but the spirit and the camaraderie and the infectiousness that you generate on stage isn't something that can be manufactured. It's just something so incredibly genuine. So what's it like being so awesome?
Oh my God, it's hard.
Karen.
It's a curse, isn't it, Karen?
So much pressure.
No, but I really feel just our roots, our home, where we're from, our family, all kind of helped keep this. I guess the music and the culture, and that's just who we are. And I feel when we're performing, we're just being ourselves.
Yeah. You're being a little bit more of a ham.
Yes, of course. I mean, you've got to make it entertaining, but genuinely,
it's really who we are.
Yeah,
and we're loving what we do when we're on stage. I don't know. There's a more incredible place to be. It's when I feel the most at peace.
Well, and the truth is, we have been singing together, like in our family setting, and also as a trio, since we were born. Basically, as soon as we could sing, we did, and then we just learned how to sing harmony, and then just like organically love to sing together.
And being from Newfoundland and Labrador, music is such a big part of our culture and our tradition. And our parents were both musical. And passed that gift on to us. There's always music in our home. We were always listening to Irish music, Celtic music, all different kinds of music, really.
And then, of course, when we get on stage, we love to connect with the audience. We love to give a show. We love to sing. We love to get that back and forth reaction.
And talk about where we're from, because it is so unique in the world. So it all just makes the whole thing just feels exciting when we get a chance to perform. And then when you go through something like COVID and it was all shut down and you really realize what we were missing, it made us really appreciate what we do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And so it is coming from a genuine place of love and passion for music.
Because I mean, the industry isn't the easiest in the world, so you really have to love what you're doing if you're going to do this in a real way.
And we have such a respect for each other as well,
which came with age and time.
It did. I remember when we were kids and we'd be squabbling and fighting, and Mom would always say, you'll be best friends one day and you'll appreciate having sisters. And we absolutely do. And as the years go on, you appreciate it even more.
And just to clarify, when we were squabbling, it was generally something that Karen was causing.
Oh, come on. I was a big tormentor. And I still am. And that's why, like, in our personalities on stage too, we all have different personalities, but we like to poke fun at one another.
Exaggerate certain things.
In a fun way. I mean, and the audience can tell that, I'm not being serious when I say Maureen is the old one, even though she is.
Wow. And really looking at these days, by the way.
But it's just those little things that, and I think anybody who has a sibling can relate. Oh yeah, that's the way way we are in our family, right?
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think one of the most touching things is leaving the theater last year, hearing one audience member saying, now it feels like the holiday season, because I think it's one of those things where a lot of people, it's interesting to hear the dynamic with the three of you, because a lot of people sometimes dread those family get-togethers, but obviously from the longevity of your career, the three of you embrace it. And
always a family gathering with us. Always.
Yeah.
Family is always gathered.
One big family gathering.
It's quite amazing to be able to do this with your best friends and your sisters, and like you just feel so lucky that this is something we get to do together.
But you know, we do this tour, it's 30 shows. And we come off the road and our partners say, so what are we going to do? And I'm, well, we're getting together. Me and Karen Tree got to get together in a little while for lunch. We got to go shopping. We got to go do things. And then you just spend all that time. Yes. And we got to spend more time in a different way now.
But they understand, you know, they get it. They see
They
it.
But it was funny in the beginning though.
When they married one, they married three.
Yeah.
100%, and lucky for them. Lucky for them. So I want to ask the question in terms of the career, because obviously looking at the three of you, obviously timeless, but this is a career that has spanned decades. What do you attribute that to? I mean, Karen, I know we spoke about that a bit last year, but one of the things that's so incredibly impressive to me is that it's the consistency over time. It isn't a matter of, okay, we're resting on laurels. It's like it just keeps getting better. Like it's like that whole snowball effect. It's going down the hill and just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So what do you attribute that to? Because that's one of the things that I'm very impressed with when it comes to the three of you from your career standpoint.
Oh my gosh, like when I think back 26 years when we first kind of got into the industry with the release of our first CD, how much the industry has changed. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Back then you could put out a tape or a CD and you could make a living just off selling your music. And now you can't. You have, it's all about the live show now, which is why you have to continuously make that better. How can we improve on it? And Maureen is an incredible songwriter. So we have that little gem right there.
I think the simple answer and the short answer to it is that we just have a love for what we do, for singing together, for creating music, for being on stage, for traveling together,
and the want and the desire to do it.
And I don't know what else I would do. Genuinely. Thank you, Karen. It's too early in the morning. I just don't know what else I would do.
Yeah, it's just what we've always done. But you know, I also think over the years, over these 25, 26 years, we've learned how to run a business.
Yeah.
So we've also learned to listen to what our audience wants to hear from us. And you know, we have a more a bigger what's Karen doing?
She let her dog in.
I forgot about my dog.
Left her out
She
here.
has we have like just a really great appreciation for what we do. And like I said, I keep going back to the COVID time, and to not have an opportunity in any way to go and perform and to be locked down for 2 years and not know when it was going to come back on track for us really made us appreciate this, and you know, appreciate, not take it for granted anymore. Like, so I guess there was times when you go, well, this is what we do, we just get on stage. But when that was taken away in those couple of years, you realize that it's everything. Like, and that connection, that singing online was one thing, and we had an opportunity to be able to still sing, but it's not the same as live music. And to keep that alive and to go out and perform a show, it creates an excitement and a passion in what we do. And I think that whole time ignited something, reignited the fire in a really strong way. And we really appreciate what we do.
And ultimately, we just refuse to give up.
And that too.
Like, we just kept going because it hasn't always been, you know, good.
Easy, no, we've seen both sides.
Yeah, you go through the highs and lows, but honestly, we just never gave up. We just knew, as we have said, that this is what we've always wanted to do. We have the passion, and just you dig in, you figure it out, and you get through it, and hopefully it's made you stronger and you've learned something from it. And
you picked up another fan or two.
Yes, exactly.
and also, just to touch on Maureen's point about learning the business itself, the three of us, we are self-managed. And we each have a role. And the fact that there's three of us makes it a lot easier because each person can take on an aspect of the job. So Karen
we run our company. Yeah.
Yes. She sort of gets the gigs for us and finds the deals.
Like, we have an incredible agent, Bob Bale. Bob Bale is an incredible agent. So we have someone who books the shows, but everything else kind of behind the scenes, we're running the company.
We're running the company.
And it's just, we just know how to, the roles and what needs to get done, and we do it.
Nice. Apparently, my questions are just going to be based off of complimenting you, because my last question was about the longevity of your career. But one thing that really impresses me is that how, with all of the fame, all of the success, the three of you are so incredibly down to earth, so incredibly genuine. There's no ego on display here whatsoever. Where does that come from? Because I think that's something that's greatly missing in entertainment today, but it's not even a factor with the three of you.
Well, I think it came from our father.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, it was just making sure that, okay, so you can sing and you're great entertainers, but you're the same. You're creating happiness for people, and everything was always grounded.
Yeah, he was also very careful about over complimenting, and if
we were the same, like our job was one thing, but somebody else's job is just as important, and he just made sure that we understood that everybody has a role. And so when we're performing, there's a joy in what we do, and we're so grateful for what we get to do.
And it's just what we do.
But I love to, see what maybe a song brought somebody some comfort or joy or gave them an escape for a couple of hours. And that's great. That's wonderful.
I'll tell you a really heartwarming story that our father had Lewy body dementia, so that's he was diagnosed in 2015, and as Teresa or Maureen just said, he was very cautious to not over compliment. So he never really said, "Oh, that was incredible, you guys are the best." And he never said anything like that. Now we knew that he was proud, but he never came out and said.
He just didn't want us to get like this, the big ego, and that we're better than.
Yes, never ever. Yeah. And especially because we started so young in the industry, it's easy when you're a teenager to feel like, it could be, right?
With the fame that comes with it, the attention.
The attention we had, like Teresa was still in high school when we were signed to Warner Music Canada, so he was just very, very cautious. But when he had Lewy body dementia, and he didn't know who we were. He thought we were
guys he actually worked with at the plant, like mates. Yeah,
and he didn't know who we were. And he would say to us, have you ever heard of the Ennis Sisters? They're my daughters. I am so proud of them. And he would just go on and on about how proud he was and what the accomplishments and all the stuff he would never say to us.
The first time that we heard how proud he was.
Yeah,
but he didn't know he was he didn't know he was saying it to us.
Yeah. So
since that, Karen has really developed an ego.
I might know now because he has said that. I feel like, okay.
I also think that the people that you connect the most to are as authentic as possible. They're, you really feel like you can see yourself somewhere in there, or there's a relationship that's easy in the connection. And we're just, because of what we do, it's so real. And we're so happy that we get to do this together. I think that is translating. We're just really grateful to be able to do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we played for Ottawa.
We can. Oh,
last year was so much fun at the Center Point, and I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, and we're grateful to have you coming. I wanted to drift into a very quick rapid fire, because I want to be respectful of the time. One of the questions I always ask people is, what's your favorite movie of all time? And last year, Karen, you told me about Elf and The Sound of Music.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So Teresa and Maureen, I'd love to get your answers on that question.
Oh my gosh, I love this time of year. One of my favorite movies of all times is Trains, Planes, and Automobiles.
Nice.
So great lines in that movie, and it's just like, especially when we're traveling on this Christmas tour, and we watch it every now and again. It'll come on, and the hotel room, and so we love it. I love it anyway.
And my tradition is to watch the old Scrooge.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Christmas Eve. That is my Christmas Eve. And I'm talking about like the old black and white Scrooge. That's my favorite.
Nice. Now I see that you ladies have a sold out show coming up in Ireland.
Yes.
Okay.
We're hosting a bus tour.
Amazing.
So this is our second time hosting it, and then in 2025 we're going back so this 2024 bus tour is sold out, and in 2025 we have back-to-back bus tours happening, which are on sale now.
Amazing. Nice. The question I wanted to ask is, because Karen, we spoke about this last year. You said there were a couple of twins named the Ennis brothers in Ireland. will you be meeting up with them on this tour?
Oh, that
That
would
would
be
be
so
so
cool.
funny. I would love that.
We had talked, I think I mentioned this to you last year. We had talked about possibly doing some sort of a collaboration with the Ennis brothers.
Yeah.
So we are definitely, is on our radar of something to do before.
We've never had brothers, so it'd be cool.
There's two of them who perform together, but is there a third brother?
I don't know.
I don't gotta get him into the.
I don't know anything
mix.
about
Maybe
that.
it's and his cousin or something.
We gotta go down this path a little further.
Yes, I think that would be the most
It
amazing
would be
thing.
fun. Yeah.
Because
I mean,
they're great entertainers. They do a lot of like Everly Brothers type.
Yeah, and some old
Harmony
country
stuff.
stuff.
Old
and-
country.
Yeah,
I think the smash up would be
it'd be awesome.
incredible.
It'd be great.
No, absolutely.
Yes.
Listen, this is a time of year which can be difficult for a lot of people. Like yourselves, I've lost both of my parents. And I will say that one of the things in December that I really look forward to right now is the fact that you ladies put on this extremely wonderful, heartwarming tour. There are a lot of artists out there, like I said, but in terms of what you do, it is second to none. It is so entertaining. It is so heartwarming and so wonderful. And I am counting down the days until December the 7th when you are here. Again, a little bit of a shorter interview, but I want to be respectful of the time because I know you're getting ready to entertain the people. So thank you the three of you so much for taking the time to sit down with me today. Can't wait to see you. And I would be remiss if I didn't say, I know it doesn't really fit into the set list because it's not necessarily holiday themed, but I also want to thank you absolutely for I'd Never Walk Away, my favorite song of yours. I think it's fantastic. Listen, I mean, the people of Ottawa are very open-minded. If you wanted to throw that into the set list, I wouldn't mind. I'm just putting that out there.
It just might find its way in there, Keith.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it'd be a fantastic addition to the show. I'm just saying.
Some jingle bells on there.
Yeah. Yeah. So listen, thank you all for the time today. I really appreciate it and looking forward to seeing you here in Ottawa in a few short weeks.
Thank you so much. Take care.